Hello everybody and welcome again. I'm Roland Kemokai, a professional speaker, professional motivational speaker, and life coach and a recording artist. That's a mouthful, a lot to do. I want to share something else with you that I'm going to call this time how to turn on your drive. That's right, how to turn on your inner drive. You know, life has a way of catching you on the blind side, or catching us on the blind side, and knocking you down to where it knocks all the breath out of you, and sometimes it's tough to figure out exactly how you're going to get back up or exactly how you're going to scramble the pieces together. Here lately I've been really concerned about so many friends that I talk to or get text messages from, and the word most frequently that I hear that is in very much a common word in the conversation is the word shambles. Friends say, Roland, my life is in shambles. Things are falling apart. That takes a toll on your health, on your well-being, and it really takes the fun out of living. Sometimes it really makes some people don't want to keep living. I mean, how do you find the drive to live your life when what makes life fun and pleasurable is not there? Some have lost their jobs, some have been laid off, some are fired. And because of all the economic stresses, many relationships are in pain, many individuals are just plain stressed out. How do you pull your life back together? Find the inner drive inside, that ability to conquer and surmount any challenge that comes your way, no matter what it is. The fact of life is that pain is inevitable. Challenges will happen. They're here to make us grow. In fact, this might sound corny, but you know, we've heard it many times, what doesn't kill you will make you stronger. Hopefully it doesn't kill you, and definitely it makes you stronger. But hey, how would you also like to live your life with a lot less pain and a lot more pleasure? You know, have a good time. This is life. It's a gift. It's meant for enjoyment and pleasure, not suffering and suffering and suffering. I got to a point in my life where I said, enough is enough. When pain comes, I know what I'm gonna do with pain. But from here on out, I have made a decision. Pleasure is it. I'm going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun, lot of fun. So I'm going to live full and die empty, you know? So how do you turn on your drive? I want to share a story with you. Recently, I was in the middle of a chapter in the book that I'm writing, and I'll give you the title of the book. It's called A Diamond in the Rough. A Diamond in the Rough. And I was writing about my late adoptive father who died when I was still very young, just an early teenage, 12 years to 13 years old, when he was murdered. That was back in Liberia, West Africa. Something I learned from my father at the time is very interesting that I just recall, and I want to share this with you. We had civil war in the country, in Liberia, where pretty much the whole country went from a normal, peaceful existence to complete chaos and the breakdown of systems and infrastructure, and wherein pretty much there was no rule of law. A bunch of thugs carrying around guns, weapons, and munitions were pretty much committing atrocities, killing people, committing crimes that absolutely it was unthinkable for many human beings to think about. In this time, my adoptive mother had left the country before the war came in. I was 8 years old when she left, and I, along with many other children, about 15 of us, was living with my adoptive father. And so when he could no longer keep every one of us and provide for everyone, he sent most of the children away, most of my adopted siblings, back to the villages, to their parents, where I had nowhere to go. You will read more about my story, but I never knew my biological parents. I was abandoned at an early age. I was 3 months old when I was thrown away, and you will learn more about that later on. But growing up with my adoptive father during the war, when everything fell apart, everything, hunger, starvation. We went for many days, sometimes weeks, with no food, no job, of course, no income. And here my father, who was in my eyes a giant, he did something that most of his friends laughed at about him. I wonder why he was doing this. He said one day, you know, my wife has been gone to America, and she may or will return one day. In America, people are used to living in better houses. So I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a new house for my wife. So when she comes back, she will be in a modern house with many pleasant amenities. Now you go figure. We're living in a time where there is no food, where there is a lot of looting going on. There is a lot of mass killing and murders going on. Every night, gunshots are firing like crazy firework. And here is my old man saying he's going to build a house. And I wonder why he was doing that. Every day, he would sit there and mold the bricks, dig the foundation, and call other masons to help him outline exactly the structure of the house, the plan and everything, the blueprint of the house. Every day he would do that. And then it got to a point where he was molding bricks a lot more. And every time when I was done playing with my friends or took a break to come help him, bring him some water to drink, I always met my father just whistling and humming. Many times I never knew why he was humming, but he would keep doing that while he worked with extreme focus until he got the house up and was able to build an outdoor garage, pretty much a place. It was a tool shed, really, a little place where he kept all of his tools. He built a staircase to come down into the yard. Why am I sharing this story with you? Years later on into my adult life, I realized something that I want to share with you on how you can turn your drive on when everything is falling apart. That is, you become creative. That's right. You can choose, as many have made this choice, to complain, to fight, to fuss, to be angry. But you only hurt, ultimately you only hurt one person. That is yourself. You weaken your immune system, which leaves you vulnerable to a lot of diseases, a lot of sickness, a lot of viruses can enter your body because of the amount of stress. And if you stay in that position too long, I'm afraid you could develop other diseases that are very much life-threatening, like cancer. You don't want that. You're here for a purpose. You want to accomplish goals, your dream. You came here to contribute to this world, to your life and to your loved ones. So we don't want that first choice. What you want to do, if it's hard to figure out a plan of action and how to become creative. What do I mean by that? Get involved in a project. Set up a project. You remember that hobby you always wanted to pick up? Do it. And if you say, well, I've got no money, there is no way I can pay for this. Most of the great things in life come free of charge. They come free of charge. You've just got to decide in your mind exactly and in your heart that you want it and you desire it, and then you set about. The fact of that matter is that you have turned on a creative drive in you to want something. And hey, how about pick up a musical instrument? You know, learn how to play the piano, learn how to play the guitar, or going back to school. That fascinating subject you've always wanted to know about. Maybe you've always liked the crime scenes. You like to watch the CSIs and all of those different crime investigative things. So maybe go study forensics. Or if that's not working, if that's not your thing, become creative about helping others. Become creative by making a difference in others. Maybe you go to work at a women's shelter. Be volunteer your time there, or the Salvation Army. Or you know what? Maybe just choose to say, I'm going to create a blog that reach out and encourage people. Or maybe that's too much computer savvy work for you. Come up with something. I don't know, whatever you have always wanted to do or be. Turn on that creative drive in yourself. And if it's hard, because some of you have spend all your life being such serious adults, then do something. Imagine you are a child again. Imagine you are that child who always wanted to play. So what do you like to play with? Who do you want to play with? What are some of the people in your life that you want? What are some activities you want in your life? One of the ways that, or some of the ways that I become creative in my life is by playing my music. I write a lot of songs, and then I perform piano, guitar, or my bass guitar, sometimes on drums, and then I produce a lot of music. Then also, to even turn on my drive mode, I go and perform outdoors. I perform at a lot of different venues and just entertain people. To see them smiling and laughing turns me on, turns my drive up. And you know, when I walk away, I feel significant. I feel that I made a difference in somebody's life. Another way I do it is by doing motivational speaking. When I speak to my various audiences, or to my friends on the phone, or to you, and it helps you, or somebody go, aha. The aha moment helps me feel that I've made a difference for somebody. And before you know, I shift myself from a place of worry and a place of feeling very defeated and feeling very weak and powerless to a place in which I feel alive. And then I tell myself, you know what? I bet you if I can do this and have so much fun, I can do so much other. And so I start to think or feel also, what other ways turns me on, what other ways excite me, what other things can I do, what other creative projects can I get myself into. And because of that drive, I find myself progressing away from feeling so low down, so angry, so depressed, so frustrated because I'm not getting what I want, to a place of total joy where I'm smiling, where I have enormous amount of energy. Another way that I turn my drive on, I work out. I go to the gym and lift a lot of weight, do a lot of leg press, and then sometimes I go for a jog. A lot of the time I go jogging or go running. That time of running or working out is my time. Away from my family, away from my friends, away from all of my obligations and projects. My time to listen to my music that I want. And I tell you something, when I'm doing my weightlifting in the gym or running, guess what? I dance, and I look like this idiot in the gym. Some people look at me and say, what is this guy doing? Dancing, shaking my butt, doing crazy stuff, you know, something that says I love my life, I love myself, and I'm enjoying this. And as a result, many people call me the smiley face, because everyone I see, I'm smiling, you know, grinning from ear to ear. I don't have to have a reason to be smiling. If I must find a reason, or if you must find a reason, guess what? You're alive. Is that good enough reason? You're breathing. You're walking. At least, if nothing else, know that you have the gift of life. Become creative. So don't put your mind and your energy on all those things you have no control over. You don't have a control over President Obama or Congress, as frustrating as all of those things are going. But you have a control over one person. That is the Republic of you. Yes, I said that. The Republic of you. Your world. You have control over it. And all you've got to do to go away from all of these and turn your drive on to be or do anything you want to do is to become creative. So you go ahead and find out what is it in your life you want to be and do. And you know what? Start some hobby, something. And you will see the smile or the frown totally fading into smiles, or the smiles coming forth like bright sunlight rising and overtaking the darkness and whatever the struggle may be in your life. I believe in you. Until then, my name is Roland Kemokai. More information about me is under this video right here, and you can see my info if you want to contact me or email me. But you're not alone. Take hold of your life, turn on your drive, and live on fire. Thank you.